Hello, welcome to Sports Talk. My name is Ken Semelsberger. I'll be your host today. I'm the District Athletic Director for Port Huron Area Schools. And our guest is Paul Crowell. Paul is a women's golf coach at Port Huron High School. Paul, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Paul, this is your first season as women's golf coach at Port Huron High School. Kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and what you went through and things that you've done to get to this position and how you got the position at Port Huron High School.
Well, it is my first season at Port Huron High School as the ladies golf coach, but I've been in the district 16 years now, the last 5 at Port Huron High School, and I was at Port Huron Northern for 11 years prior to that, and I had the good fortune of being the ladies golf coach over at Port Huron Northern. Easton worked with me over there, and I understand she's going to be on your Sports Talk here
Yes.
in a future taping. So I had 5 or 6 years of experience there, and I've taught golf at St. Clair County Community College in the past as well. So I don't exactly come into the job totally inexperienced or anything like that, but being at Port Huron High School for my first year, it was a new experience within the golf realm for me, and having been there again for 5 years, people would ask me, hey, Paul, you know, you're into golf, how come you're not the golf coach? And a lot of people don't understand that those jobs just aren't there for the asking. You've got to be there when they open up. And finally, after 5 years, the job opened up, and to make a long story short, I became the golf coach kind of late in the summer, and I was given the schedule and do this, do that, and here's when you can start. And I was at the golf course. Our home course was Four Lakes all season, and they're very gracious to us. Thank you to Four Lakes out there. And we had 4 girls show up on the first day, and we didn't have a lot of experience, but we had a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of willingness to learn and learn from mistakes. So we got through the season, and I was able to see a lot of improvement on the ladies, and it was very gratifying, I'll tell you that. Taking pretty much a group of raw beginners and just seeing the learning curve very steep at this point. And if you had seen some of these girls from the beginning of the season to the end of the season, big difference, big difference. They really worked hard on their games.
Okay, talk about some of getting the job so late. Talk about some of the problems you had to overcome to kind of get the season underway even.
Well, I had to find some of the equipment, to be quite honest with you, real simple. You know, where's the golf bags and such like that. But a lot of the problems to overcome was just getting to know the girls and know what they were capable of and not pushing them too hard so that they would reach what we call in education the frustration level. But once we got comfortable with each other early on, it wasn't really a problem-oriented season. It was just, here's we are, we're going to work with what we have, and we're going to have fun doing it. I really stressed that this year. I said, this year is just the foundation. Have fun and learn the basics of golf, and we will set goals again for our next year. But yeah, the goal this year was just to learn and have fun and gel as a team, and I was really pleased with the way that we came together as a team.
Well, I know you're really young. You mentioned earlier to me when we were talking that you didn't have a senior on the team. So talk a little bit about the girls, how they improved, and what girls showed a lot of improvement during the year.
Yeah, we had, we started out with just the 4, and numbers are important here. You can't compete in a high school golf match with less than 4. So as I was telling you earlier, if one of them had gotten sick, we didn't have a team. But we started out the year with 2 juniors who had some experience and 2 freshmen who obviously didn't have any experience. And the juniors really showed some leadership. Angela Hensley kind of acted as the unofficial captain, and at the end of the year I told Angela, I appreciate all your help and advice, and next year we're going to make it official. You will be the captain. But she has a very nice golf swing, nice club head speed, and she took some of the freshmen under her arm, and she acted again as the unofficial captain, but as the unofficial chauffeur too, in that we have to get from Port Huron High School out to the practice facility at Four Lakes every day, and she graciously took the ladies out, and I had a couple seats in my car every once in a while for that too. A freshman we had was Samantha Merritt, who, again, what she lacked in experience just more than made up for in cooperativeness and eagerness to learn, and really wanted to become a golfer. And that was, for the coach, very gratifying. And another freshman we had, a Sarah Haynes, a real athlete. She a lot of experience in softball, as I understand, and you can see a little softball influence in her golf swing, but she was really putting it out there by the end of the year. Nice arc, a nice flight trajectory on her golf shots, and she was really excited and very rewarding to be around her when she was hitting golf balls too.
Now, you mentioned something earlier too when we talked about getting more girls out. What kind of things are you doing to get more girls out?
Well, we're out there recruiting. I told my girls, your assignment for next year is to come back in August and bring a friend or two with you. And they all seemed like they could do that easily. I think they all had a good experience, so they're talking it up here. And I think they're going to go out to their friends and say, hey, you know, if you don't want to play volleyball, here's a nice sport for you. It's a kind of a lifetime activity. Golf's just a great atmosphere to be around. So I've talked to a couple of girls in some of my classes at Port Huron High School, and we're just looking for people who maybe don't have a lot of experience in golf, but have a set of clubs and have the willingness to learn, and we'll take it from there. And I think next fall, numbers won't be a problem, so that I'll have 8 or 9 on the team, and there might be a little inter-team competition, and when you have that, that kind of guides or drives improvement as well. So I'm really excited about the future of the ladies golf program at Port Huron High School.
Great.
Yeah.
What do you look for in the future of the golf program at Port Huron High School?
Well, you know, we're in the MAC Blue here, and there is certainly a lot of reason for hope in that some of the teams, I think, can be had, to be quite blunt with you there. And we noticed that towards the end of the year. I don't think anybody expected us to win 2 matches the way we did. And we won 2, and one of them was against Marysville, which has always been the powerhouse in the MAC Blue. And admittedly, we got Marysville when one of their players were injured, but I was just excited about the fact that the girls could take advantage of that and see the opportunity for a victory. And we'll take these victories this season, and we'll build on that, and 2 victories this season, and we'll see what we can work for next season. And we learned a lot at both the divisional meet and the regional meet, so that the girls will go into those with experience for next year. And you know, golf is a lot of nerves too, and I can understand that some of these girls who didn't have a lot of golf experience showing up at Knollwood Country Club in Birmingham like we did, and just kind of tightening up, especially when they see some of these grooved swings from some of these girls who've been working with professional golf teachers for all these years. And but again, what we worked on this year will certainly pay off dividends for us for next year.
Well, great. Looks like the Port Huron High School women's golf program's in great hands, Paul, and thank you so much for being our guest today on this is our first sports talk of the year, so thank you for being here, and congratulations, and good luck in the future with the Big Reds.
Well, thank you. It's been a privilege to serve the community as an educator and a coach here, and I look forward to many years of doing that.
Okay. That concludes our first segment for today. Up next is Mary Ann Easton, the head girls golf coach at Port Huron Northern. Welcome back to Sports Talk. Again, I'm your host, Ken Semelsberger, the District Athletic Director. And our guest for this segment is Mary Ann Easton, the head women's golf coach at Port Huron Northern. Welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, first of all, let's talk a little bit about your background and how you got into coaching girls golf and how you ended up at Port Huron Northern.
Well, our daughter Kelly was a good player, and she wanted to be on the golf team, and at that time it was just a boys team. So she started out on the boys team, and a couple years later we actually started a girls club at Port Huron Northern and at Port Huron High. We had to do both schools. And so I started out as an unofficial assistant to Mrs. Petey, and then followed my daughter through her career at the University of Michigan on their golf team. And then when she graduated from there, I wasn't ready to give it up, so I came back to Port Huron Northern and helped Mr. Crowell. And when he left, I became the head coach.
Great, great, great. This year you guys had a great year, of course.
We did
First
have a
of
good
all,
year.
let's start talking about the MAC Red. That's one of the toughest leagues around. So how did you fare in the MAC Red, and talk about a little bit about the competition there?
The girls finished 8-0, and we won the divisional. So we just had a great season in our league. Pretty much ran the show this year. And the girls were, my top 3 players were interchangeable. They were all right there. Any one of them could be the top player, and we pretty much dominated the MAC Red this year.
And then you went to the state final. So kind of go through your journey from winning the league and winning the tournament for the MAC Red, and then going on into the regionals and then on to the state finals, and how you fared.
Well, we did not make it to states this year, unfortunately. We had our regional at Lapeer Country Club. It was a real tough day, and the tough thing about regionals is you get one day and one chance. If you have one bad round or one bad hole, sometimes it can put you in a bad spot, and it's a tough regional. We just did not play the best that we could play that day, so it was kind of a real disappointment for the girls. We really were hoping to go to states this year, but we still had a great season.
Right, I know a lot of accolades to the girls too.
Yes.
So this is your chance to kind of brag about them.
Well,
so let's take a minute and just kind of talk about some of the girls on the team.
Golf, as you know, is a different kind of a sport. It's just you and the golf course, and even though you have your teammates out there, it takes a special girl to be on the golf team. And I say that all the time. It's hard. Golf is really hard. These girls, they play year-round, they practice, they take lessons from golf pros. And my job as the golf coach isn't really to help them with their swings as much as it is to make them be competitors, to help give them confidence on the golf course, because if you play golf, it's a game of confidence.
Right.
And every shot and every tournament is a different test of that confidence that you have. And so a lot of these girls, they start out as freshmen, and by the time they're seniors, they've learned how to compete, which is why their scores show that.
Tell us about some of the girls on the team.
Okay, I have 2 seniors this year, Delaney Barr and Caitlin Randolph, and I'm going to miss them very much. They were the captains of the team this year. They were great leaders, great examples to the girls, the underclassmen. I can't say enough good about them. Worked on their game, old-fashioned work ethic. Both of them plan to go on and play golf in college. There are lots of different colleges are interested in having those 2 be a part of their team. So we're pretty excited about that. I have 3 sophomores on my team this year. Also wonderful players, play multiple sports, not so dedicated just to golf, but wonderful players. And then 1 freshman who is very gifted and is going to have a wonderful golf career ahead of her, Megan Randolph.
Oh, great, great. So what does the future hold in store for the Huskies girls golf program?
They will be strong for a while. Any team, there's always those building years, and these girls are still young, so they're all returning. and we should still have a strong team. And golf is about what you put into it. You have to practice, and I tell them that you can't go all summer without practicing. It's going to show up in the fall when you come back to the team, because it's not like any other sport. If you put in the time, it shows up in your scores.
Right. Well, thank you so much for being here, and it looks like the Northern Girls Golf Program's in great hands.
I think so.
Okay. Well, thank you so much.
Thanks for having me.
Well, thank you for being part of our show today, and we are looking forward to future sports talk segments. So thank you and have a great day.